Hey everybody, welcome back to another Sports Hype episode today. We're going to be talking about Week 14 recaps, and Tommy Cullett's winning another one this week. We're going to be talking about how the Steelers lost, how the Cowboys won, how the Eagles lost. Jake always loves to say, "Die, Eagles, die." We're going to be talking about how the Dolphins lost. It was very unfortunate. First time a team came back 14 points within 3 minutes of the game. The Titans did. So we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to be talking about another QB going down, Justin Herbert going down. And then we're going to end with a bang. We're going to be talking about how the Los Angeles Lakers won the first in-season tournament. And then what does that mean for the future of the in-season tournament? And then moving forward, we're going to recap that in-season tournament and what we thought about it.
Yes, sir. So, I saw Nick say get a little angry over there. We'll start with the Dolphins. Let him get his anger out. Well, let's hear the Dolphins fans' thoughts on that horrendous game.
Defense was atrocious.
They were good until the fourth quarter when they needed stops.
They just gotta understand situational football better. I think that was the problem with those final two drives. Tua's gotta stay on his feet. Von Achan needs to learn how to go for the first down on third down instead of going out of bounds to stop the clock. But also that was I saw the worst call of my entire life on that. Like, I don't know if you'll watch the game. There was a Zach Sealer and Christian Wilkins shifted the D line,
Mm.
and they called a delay of game penalty on that.
Yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, that's a false start.
That made me so angry, bro.
I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of the game, but it helped the Titans.
They were going from a second and long to a second and 2 yards.
Yeah, but the defense definitely needs to be better. You can't let up 14 points in 3 minutes or less.
We need our O line healthy too, bro. Tua was getting no help.
Yeah, that too, and not having Tyreek for majority of the first half did not help either.
Sorry. Thanks. Tua needs to look at Jalen Waddle more when Reek's out, because Waddle was open on some of those where he just held the ball.
Yeah, Tua's getting time. He's just holding the ball.
You know,
But hey, minor setback. That's all you got to look at it as.
we got our bad L out of the way. Now we're going on.
Okay. But yeah, no, that was unacceptable by the Dolphins defense for sure. Can't let up 14 points in, I believe it was like 3 minutes, 30 seconds or less. So can't do that. And the offense just has to be better. Minus Tyreek, you still got to be better. Tua still has to play better than he did, especially against the bottom tier defense like that. And we'll see if they can learn from their mistakes.
Most year played well, but I'll give him that.
Yeah. Mostert was the reason you were in the game. All right, Gio, let's hear your thoughts.
I'm very concerned for the Miami Dolphins. This is the reason why I didn't have them going far into the playoffs right now. They need that experience in the playoffs. They really, especially Tua Tagovailoa, which we all know that team with Tua last year, they could have went far, especially when they had Mike White at the helm. Or no, it was Sky, right? Sky.
Skylar Thompson, yeah.
Yes, sir. My bad. When you had Sky at the helm and they almost beat the Bills, you know, that would have been great. But right now, you need Tua Tagovailoa to get more experience. You need that defense. I don't know what happens. This is why I was concerned. You guys are hit or miss on defense. You guys can be the best defense in the league, or you guys can be the worst. And honestly, I don't think I've seen a worse defense play in the last 3 minutes of a game. Now, this is where it's very difficult. When you have the Jets with Zach Wilson playing the way he did against the Texans, playing you guys this week. Yes, this could be your revenge game, which is fine. You guys can have this revenge game against the Jets. But you guys play against the Cowboys, and then you guys play against the Ravens. Two potential losses. Let's hold your horses.
No, we're not even going to start with this Buffalo.
Hold your horses. You said you wanted to wait until the last game of the season. You were winning every game until the Bills game, and you would say, let's see where we are after that Bills game, and that'll tell you if we're going to go forward in the playoffs. Y'all just lost to the Titans. This is very concerning. But when you have the Cowboys and the Ravens, the number one team in the AFC right now, which is the Ravens, and then the Cowboys, who are looking ridiculous right now, offensively and defensively, a Super Bowl contender team, and then say you lose those two games, right? You're sitting at possibly 10-6 heading into that Bills game. Okay? You guys have the same record as the Bills if they win all their games.
They're not winning out though.
Oh, they might.
No. They're losing this week.
Hey, the way that I saw them play the last week, they can win any game.
They put up 20. The Chiefs lost the game. The Chiefs lost themselves the game. They didn't even play that good.
Hey, I don't want to hear nothing about the Cowboys because right, I don't want to hear nothing. Both y'all franchises know how to choke a game. The Cowboys and the Bills. So y'all are the two biggest choke artists in the NFL right now.
Okay, but they didn't win the game. The Chiefs lost the game.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. But at the same time, the Chiefs had to be put in that position because of the Bills. Josh Allen.
But putting up 20 points isn't that impressive against a bottom tier defense.
I love how you say that, but when we look at Super Bowl scores, the majority of them are low scoring games.
Okay, that's Super Bowls. That's when the Lombardi trophies are on the line.
Teams. When the two best teams play each other, it's low scoring games. When you say, "Oh, it's not that impressive," scoring 20 points, it will be impressive when it's in the Super Bowl.
They'll never make the Super Bowl though. So why you bring that up?
I'm just saying, for you to just put it on the points, you can't put it just on the points.
Yeah, but I don't think they were that impressive, if I'm going to be honest. Josh Allen did play good, yes. But outside of that, they weren't that impressive.
I understand, because they locked up Stephon Diggs, they're number one, which you can't do that in the playoffs, okay? Then also, you look at it from the standpoint where they made it that close with, like you said, lower-tiered offensive team in the Chiefs. Yes, you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, but that's a lower-tiered offensive team. All I'm saying is, look at if the Bills go out winning all their games, and the Cowboys, or if the Dolphins lose to the Cowboys and the Ravens, that game decides the division.
It will be concerning. It will be interesting, but I don't believe the Bills will be winning all their games. I believe they lose this week, and then they might win their next 3, but they're not going to win 4 in a row.
Now, how dominant are you guys away from your, Jerry's world?
We're still pretty dominant. Not as dominant, but we're still pretty dominant. The defense will still come to play.
And how different do the Bills play when they're in Buffalo?
Yes, they do play different. That's the one worry that I have. But I do believe that they'll make more mistakes than us to the point where we'll win the game.
You're talking in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Let's call back the New York Giants game.
Let us call back the New York Giants game. First-hand witness right there.
They haven't played as good at home as they usually do. This year, they haven't played as well at home as they usually do. And they're skeptical at best at home.
For me, though, it's really comes down to who's got, who's in their stride, right? That's usually what it comes down to in the playoffs and later in the season. Right now, I feel like the Bills are hitting their stride at the right time, winning enough games.
Been on our stride for the past 6 weeks, and we're not going to stop.
I'm just saying, the Bills are hitting their stride. They have a chance.
After one win, they're not hitting your stride.
After one win?
Yeah, one win. They won one.
One win.
It is one win. They were 6-6.
They were.
They won. They beat the Chiefs. That was their first win in like 2 weeks.
Listen. Buffalo, Miami, Week 18 matchup isn't going to be for anything except getting the number 1 spot in the AFC.
I don't believe it'll be anything for anything either. I don't believe the Bills are going to win out. It will be interesting to see, but I don't think they will.
So how much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet the Bills beat you guys this weekend?
I have all my faith in Dak Prescott, so I'll put $20 on the line.
Oh, I wasn't saying money. I was just saying, hypothetically, because
I don't
I don't
believe we're
believe
gonna
in
lose.
both. I don't believe in any of these two teams. Like I said, they are the biggest choke artists in the NFL.
Okay, but not with the way Dak's playing, and that's not gonna stop.
I
And I
was
love
gonna,
your confidence in Dak Prescott, but we do have the history of him choking
Yeah, in the playoffs. This is not the playoffs. Why you keep bringing up the playoffs?
and in big games. When you have
No, no. This year he has not. Everyone else has. He has not. He has showed up in every game this year,
in every game.
except maybe the first 3-4 weeks. But outside of that,
Oh,
the
except for the
past
first 4
7-8
weeks.
weeks,
Yeah.
he's showed up.
I agree with you. The last 6 weeks, he is an MVP caliber quarterback. If you want to move to this game, we can.
No, I'm just saying. I don't believe that. Yeah, they'll put up a fight, but I believe that our defense will get more stops than the Bills' defense will, and that's be the reason we'll win a close game.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's go to your game real quick. You have, unless you want to, say something about your Dolphins, respectively.
Yeah, Saya, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the Bills Dolphins matchup isn't important. It's gonna be Dolphins Ravens for the #1 seed in the AFC after Miami goes undefeated the rest of the year.
One loss.
Nope.
One loss.
Nope.
Christmas Eve.
So when you have your confidence in your Dallas Cowboys, who did just beat the Eagles, good for you guys. You guys beat a subpar team. We're not gonna lie. The Eagles are not a Super Bowl contending team this year.
Not right now. They're not correct.
Okay. You guys look unformidable these past 6 weeks.
Correct.
Okay. Dak Prescott looks like he's an MVP caliber player,
Correct.
and your guys' defense is a top 2 defense in the league.
Yes.
Okay. So when you have a top 2 defense, your offense is automatically going to look better. And how did we not see this before? Why did Dak Prescott not find, CD Lamb or Tony Pollard having 59, yards on 16 carries, or Ferguson with 72 yards, 5 receptions?
What are you
I'm
asking?
saying Dak Prescott has not utilized his weapons in the past as he has in the past 6 weeks.
Correct. And that's why I truly believe that we are a different breed right now because Dak is playing the way he's playing.
Right. But how can you rely on that if you haven't seen him utilize his players in the past?
Because he is now and he's learned to do so with experience in the game, and that experience is going to help him.
Haven't we seen Dak Prescott play big time, big showtime, MVP caliber when he was on a contract, extension?
Not to this level, in my opinion.
Well, he's in his 30s.
He's gonna be 30. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
This is going to be the last big contract of his career, probably. He needs to put more on the line. That's what he's doing.
Okay, and that's why I believe in him right now, and why I think that we can beat anybody.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying when teams are home like the Bills, they have a good chance of beating someone like you guys.
I don't believe that they are as good as you are making them out to be. They are as formidable as they has ever been this year.
And that's why the Titans beat the Dolphins right now, right? Because, Will Levis is a top 5 quarterback in the league. Derrick Henry is still a top 2 running back in the league, which he hasn't shown this season. And D-Hop's still a top 5 receiver in the league, right? That's why they beat, top 3 team in the NFL.
What are you saying?
Anyone can lose to anyone at this point in time.
Well, if Tyreek stayed healthy, we would have won that game with ease.
If Tua played good, they would have won easily. The Titans did not win. The Titans, yeah, the last 2 drives they won the game, but the Dolphins also helped them win the game.
Connor Williams stayed healthy, I think we win that game.
That's another big injury. He's out for the year. But yes, you are right. They can beat anybody, but I don't believe that just after one win, the Bills are going to come out firing.
I'm not just saying them. I'm saying middle tier teams will be able to beat a top 3 team in the NFL.
That might be true, but I don't believe it will be us getting beat.
I also don't think the Bills are a top or a mid-team. I don't believe they are. Um, I think there's a big misconception with the Buffalo Bills looking on previous years comparing it to this year, where they are 7-6, looking atrocious. Josh Allen's had 2 good games all year.
And people say he's a top 5 quarterback, but to me, I don't understand. Dak Prescott has less career interceptions than Josh Allen, and one's a bottom tier quarterback according to some, and the other is top 5 according to many. Make it make sense.
Dak Prescott's a top 15 quarterback.
Correct. He's fit. I'll give you top 15. I agree with that.
And then Josh Allen's like a top 30 quarterback at best.
So who are you putting in front of Dak Prescott?
This season, he's not top 15. I'm saying overall.
In the league right now, who is top 15? If it's not Dak Prescott.
Saya? Are you asking Saya?
I'm asking both of you. Dak Prescott has been a top 10 quarterback in the league for the last 5 years.
No, he wasn't top 10. I'm a Cowboys fan. I can tell you right now, he was not top 10 these past few years. Outside of this year.
I don't care what you say. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. You even just proved the numbers don't lie. Dak Prescott has shown his numbers are top 10 quarterback number in the league.
Yes, this year they are, but the past few years they were not. I mean, having 17 interceptions last year, that's not top 10 quarterback. Come on.
Yeah, you just pointed out the worst season of his career. And he was still better. He was still better than, 66% of the league.
Yeah, ready? A little more. Tua, Patty Mahomes, T-Law.
Yep. I don't know about Trevor Lawrence.
CJ,
Whoa, I don't know about that one. Oh.
Those
2 are skeptical. The first 3, okay.
Danger Russ.
No, not the past 2 years.
Who?
Russell Wilson, not the past 2 years.
Big Bird. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, some would say.
Some would say no. Some would say no.
I'm just going to turn my camera off right now. Yeah.
No.
All right. Moving on. Let's just move to that not Dolphins, the Cowboys-Eagles game. As Gio said, I do love beating the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has an 0-3 record against us and has been blowout against us at home his entire career, which I love. The defense played absolutely amazing. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better performance all around from this team. It was a big game going in. We needed this to win to tie the NFC East lead, as well as get a potential top seed in the playoffs if we win out and the Eagles lose a few, which hopefully happens. So this was a big win, much needed win. Dak Prescott continued to show why he should be in the running for MVP and to some is MVP front runner. And the offense played great. The Eagles defense had no shot at stopping the offense as well as Dak Prescott. And I just would like to shout out Stephon Gilmore for shutting down AJ Brown and DK Metcalf the past 2 weeks. He's playing like the old Stephon Gilmore, the Gilmore that the Cowboys thought they were trading for. And if he continues to play like this, it's going to be hard for any top receiver to have a good game against us.
Except that boy Cheetah.
Yeah, that's going to be our biggest test.
But yeah, the Cowboys did really well against the Eagles. The Eagles looked flat-footed and they looked like a reality team. I think people are starting to realize the Eagles are not all that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it since last year. Yeah, last year they made the Super Bowl. We were wrong last year. But this year it just feels
even then
like
we weren't wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But this year it still feels like they are overrated. People still have them as the favorites for Super Bowl. I truly believe that the Cowboys and 49ers can both beat them in the playoffs.
The Eagles lost 2 straight now too, right? So
yeah, both 2 of those teams. So, and they got blown out by both. So, I mean,
looking a little suspect.
It's really, to me, after watching that game, the Eagles' defense is terrible.
Their offense ain't that much better.
No, because if you take AJ Brown out of the game, like the Cowboys did and the 49ers did, and you get pressure on Jalen Hurts, they get flustered. Because their game isn't running, it's throwing the ball down the field. And if they can't do that, then they got nothing.
I agree. Gio, what you thinking, bro?
I mean, there's no argument here. You just said the exact reasons why, Jake, they lost the game. You pressured the best the best player on the field, right? Their quarterback Jalen Hurts, and then you take out their best receiver in the game. I mean, there's no question why they would lose. Defensively, yeah, they should have stepped it up. I 100% agree with you. Offensively, when you take out those two guys, they're nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that their defense scored their only touchdown, that's a little concerning if you're an Eagles fan. And I mean, I know it's the Eagles, but like the past 2 weeks, if I was an Eagles fan, I'd be very concerned because they showed that they have the potential to get beat bad in the playoffs.
Agree. Right now, I don't think they look like a team making it past the second round.
Who you think they would face in the second round and lose to?
Well, they dropped to like a 6, 7, 5th.
Okay. So you think they're losing out these last 4 weeks?
No, I don't think they're losing out, but I think the Cowboys are going to lock down number one in the
You
division.
do. With our tougher, I do want that to happen, but I'm saying we have probably the toughest schedule remaining, and they have the easiest schedule. You still think it's going to happen?
As long as y'all just like win all your other games, besides us, because we both know you're going to lose to us.
No, we're
I
taking the
mean-
dub, but we're gonna win, especially if Tua plays like he just did. But keep going.
But yeah, if y'all can like, because I don't see the Eagles as being as good. I think right now they're very diminished after back-to-back losses, and even
I
then,
agree.
you lock up the top seed, then they're
Yeah.
gonna have you like the Cowboys in the second round, probably.
Yeah, I do think that's also why I have faith that we're gonna continue our hot streak because we know what's on the line, a number one seed, and we want to play at home in the playoffs. As Gio stated, we are dominant at home. We dominate every team. We've won by, I believe, 30 or 20 plus each home game. So we want that home field advantage. And I think that's why we're going to continue to come out hot against these teams. Yes, we might lose a few here and there, but I also think the Eagles will lose a few. I think this week against the Seahawks isn't a given, and I think they might go in thinking it is a given.
I agree. Just like I think the Cowboys rolling to Miami, and they get smacked.
Take a dub. Yep. Because I'll be in attendance.
I'll be watching from my couch, and I'll be like, "Hey, Jay, I'll be texting you."
Yeah, I'll be texting you when we score too. But Gio, any closing thoughts before we move on to the Steelers?
Yeah. I think you guys equally have the hardest schedules. One, because you guys both have to play the Bills. You both have to play each other, right?
Mhm.
And then you both have two bad games, which is the Jets for the Dolphins fan over there, and then you have to play the Commanders. And then you guys both have to play possibly the number one team in each of your guys' conference. And the Lions for you, and then the Ravens for the Dolphins. So equally, I think you guys have equally tough schedules. It really comes down to those two games, like Nick said, which is the Ravens game for him, and then the Lions game for you guys, really, because that determines the seeding.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a very fun last 4 weeks. Some very stressful times too for me and Saya, but always trust our teams. All right, Mr. Gio. I know you got some built up anger over there, after the Steelers lost to a 2-10 team and a 3-10 team the week before that. Let's let you get it out.
I mean, yeah, hey, we're still in the playoff picture right now. I still like that. We're still in the playoff picture.
And you got help this week. I mean, you got right back up to 6 after getting bounced.
Oh yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing. In that playoff picture. Just keep it right there. Don't move it. End the season right now. This is all we got to do. Mitchell Trubisky is probably the worst starting quarterback in the league.
I know Nick Saya loves him, but He's eating his words right now because that was a terrible performance.
when we could have signed. I
Joe
know,
Flacco.
yeah, but I think the injury happened after the Browns signed Joe Flacco.
True.
But still, seeing what Joe Flacco is doing for the Browns, and then picturing him with us, it's very difficult. When we could have drafted Will Levis too,
Yeah.
and replace, even just as a backup.
Well, if you could have, I mean, the fact that Brock Purdy was in the same class as Kenny Pickett and dropped as far as he did.
Hey. No one thought about, say as Brock Purdy. No one thought of him.
Hey, but if you guys have a great scouting department, as many Steelers fans say you do, you should have seen it.
I mean, we should have saw Tom Brady. For goodness sakes, bro, I'm telling you right now, we do have the best, scouting department. Every once in a while, there will be one that you will regret not getting. There will be one of those guys.
It's not Will Levis.
More often than not, we are the better, we are the best franchise for that.
Yeah, I don't think Will Levis would have helped you guys, to be honest.
Definitely not even good like that, bro.
He's better than Mitch. He's better than Mitch.
He is better than Mitch. Yes, that is true.
No, he's better than Money Mitch. He's better than Money Mitch.
I mean, the fact that Kenny, I know you're a hater on Kenny. You want him. Well, you're not a hater, but like you're having trouble believing.
Yes.
To me, he needs more help. One.
Yes.
Which he got now with a good offensive coordinator will come in at the end of the season, which hopefully will help. Yeah. But the main thing is O-line. He needs to be protected.
Yeah. I 100% agree. The only thing is when you see the development of these younger quarterbacks like the Brock Purdy's, like the Will Levis, right? Like CJ Stroud. And then there's multiple guys after that too.
The difference for them is that their O-line. They have good O-lines, especially Brock Purdy.
Oh, Brock Purdy, one of the best O-lines, in the nation. It's the fact that we get to it's not even that. It's the fact that they're making smart plays. Their intuition is above is above Kenny Pickett's right now.
True.
Right? They can see the play happen before it even happens. And that just comes with experience, and that just comes with, being that type of player and just having that in you to do that. I don't think Kenny has that. And like I said this multiple times before, he hasn't completed in the red zone the last couple of years. That is a problem. And when you don't complete in the red zone, how do I expect you to complete in the red zone later down in your career?
Because I believe that getting a new offensive coordinator who will use his talents will help him. And you guys need a better mentor for him.
We don't have a mentor. We had one. We had Big Ben.
I feel like Mike Tomlin has to take him under his wing more.
True.
Let Money Mitch teach us.
Oh my gosh, no! He'll teach him how to throw picks.
Money Mitch is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Bro, he threw three. Did he throw 3 or 2?
He needed more help.
He had let me tell you. He had 1 interception this week.
Wow. I mean, yeah, but how many yards did he have against the bottom tier defense?
190.
Exactly, bro. You put Will Levis back there, he'll torch them for 300.
Yeah, because he did that against a solid team in the Dolphins.
Well, now Money Mitch is better than
No,
he put up 350 yards.
Mitchell Trubisky should just have stayed
against the Dolphins defense. How do you say that?
Levis wasn't even good, bro. He didn't even play good.
Yo, you are so salty y'all lost.
Yeah, you are mad, bro.
Well, Levis played well. You still have to make the passes. You still have to have 350 plus yards.
You can't tell me that those last 2 drives were not impressive for a rookie.
It did not impress me at all.
It didn't impress me at all. Hey, if it was the Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh my God, Tua's MVP, guys. Tua's MVP.
I will now forever be a Will Levis hater from now on.
Oh, because he beat your team. All right. So if Dak Prescott beats your team, you'll be even more of a hater than you already are.
No, he is. You know why? Because Josh Allen, Will Levis.
Man, you just a hater, bro. You're just salty. That's all you are. You're just mad.
Yeah, but it's not like
Tom Brady.
Lose to. It's just like
Will Levis just mad, man.
For no reason.
You're just mad.
And then Josh Allen being overhyped for no reason. That's why I hate on those two so much.
Bro, Will Levis isn't even overhyped. Josh Allen, yes. Will Levis is not, though.
Will Levis is getting way overhyped for no
Oh
reason.
my gosh, bro. Okay. Keep going on the Steelers though, Gio.
Our defense looked atrocious as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, allowing Bailey Zappi to throw 3 touchdowns. Come on.
And not only that, but to keep our best player in there when we know he shouldn't have been in there. It's the same thing with Tua Tagovailoa last year. The player safety is the number one concern. And when
Yeah.
you put TJ back out there, I know he wants to play, but when his health is in jeopardy, you can't put him back out there. I don't care how big of a game it is. You guys were losing the game. You guys weren't playing well anyways. I really think, his safety should have been the number one priority for the Steelers, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I agree on that part. Definitely can't put him back in the game. It's obvious he has a concussion. He's now in concussion protocol, and you might have risked him for this week, which is
Right.
even bigger than last week.
Right.
I mean, that defense looked terrible. I was very surprised with what they allowed Bailey Zappi to do, as well as Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, Zeke didn't run well, but he was a very good pass catcher against them, which I did not expect. The defense needs to step up this week, and yeah, Mitch Trubisky. I mean, you're not going to put up many points with him at quarterback, but the defense just needs to hold the opponent to a point total that Trubisky can get himself.
My thoughts on that game. My boy Monday didn't play his best. He was just getting his feet wet again. You know what I'm saying? But that loss is now on him. It's on the defense.
I mean, yeah, I do agree. It is on the defense for sure, but
we preach a top 5 defense.
no, Gio preaches top
You
2.
can't say nothing now. You can't say nothing now.
Money Mitch put up points. He tried his best for his first start all season.
Gio preaches top 2. Gio preaches
preach
top
top 2
2
when healthy.
He doesn't preach his top 5.
I do preach top 2, if not the best. Yes, I will say that.
Money Mitch did his job. His team.
I will say a top 2 defense does not do that. What they did Thursday.
Yes. And I can point back to some faults back for the Cowboys and definitely recent bias for the Dolphins.
Okay, that's true.
But and I will say that the Steelers defense did need to step up. They did not play like a top 15 defense at all. But when you only have 18 points, you can't tell me the offense did their job.
No, Mitch did not do his job.
Mitch did just fine.
No, he did not.
That's a situation where Money Mitch, he won't do it himself. He's too good of a person. Be like, hey, it's not my fault. That defense.
Mitch should have
been Zach.
I mean, Mitch should have stayed in Nickelodeon. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, Money Mitch had 190 yards playing against the worst defense in the league. He was playing against a practice squad, for crying out loud, and he still couldn't do the things that a starter could do.
I mean, yeah, but the Chargers defense, which is a bottom tier defense this year, held the Patriots to 0 points. You guys let up 21 in 3 straight possessions. Like, I get it. Mitchell Trubisky played terrible, yes. But I do agree with Sayas. The defense is the reason that you guys lost.
Yeah. How would you play if Micah was out?
Yeah, but TJ was in. That's the thing.
Nah, he physically he was in there. He wasn't really, though. So
yeah, but when did that concussion occur?
Before the last 3 drives.
No, I'm saying the first 3 drives, you guys let him score touchdowns.
I think it was in the third quarter.
Okay, so he could have made an impact early in the game and not let them score 3 straight touchdowns.
I agree. I'm not too sure on when this injury happened. To be honest, I can look that up. But honestly, when you have an injured player like that, I really don't think you can't blame it fully on the defense.
But I mean, you can't let up 3 straight touchdowns against a bot. So as I was saying before we got cut out for a little bit, letting up 3 straight touchdowns to the Patriots, probably the worst offense in the NFL, is just unacceptable for that Steelers defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with you. But I did a little researching, and T.J. Watt left in the first quarter. So for that to happen, I mean, I agree. But look how your defense played when Trayvon got hurt.
True.
So when one of your best players goes out, if not your best player, like if Michael went out, I guarantee your defense would look the exact same as the Steelers defense did.
Most likely, yes.
You just don't have that presence on the field. You don't have that leader on the field. And it was a game changer. And unfortunately, it changed the game. But look when he went back on there, right? What happened when TJ went back on the field?
They started getting stops.
They started getting stops. They didn't score another point. So for that to happen, I mean, it does go on the offense at that point. You still had a second half. You still had a second half to score points, and you didn't.
Yeah, but did you really expect anything less with Mitch back there?
No, I didn't expect anything more, to be honest. 18 points. I was happy. I was happy Mitch scored 18 points. I just didn't expect New England Patriots to score 21. That was the whole thing behind that game. And unfortunately, that happened. We just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, I keep looking forward to Money Mitch.
I mean, so why do you have so much hope for Money Mitch, but you could care less about other quarterbacks in the league? Why do you care so much?
Money Mitch is one of the best to ever do it.
In what world?
Huh?
Please.
In what world?
Listen, in Chicago, he was a dog. Just couldn't get the help he needed. You feel me? Players
So,
won't step up.
so why do you hate Jared Goff so much?
He's just not a good quarterback.
See, that doesn't align.
That doesn't add up because
Facts.
Mitch is 32nd out of starting quarterbacks right now.
Money Mitch, right now, he's the best quarterback with the least amount of weapons.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep moving on before something else happens.
He's the best quarterback with what he makes, you know? They say he made George Pickens who he is. He made Deontay Johnson.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
Here we go.
yeah, Gio, you guys could still technically perch Joe Flacco from the Browns, right?
We could. In what
Yeah,
way?
because so they keep reverting him back to the practice squad after every game because they don't have enough roster spots.
So
So
we
any
could.
team can call and take him, but the problem is Joe Flacco doesn't want to leave Cleveland.
Right. Why would you want to? Right.
So, I mean, if you gave him something he couldn't refuse, you could do it, but I doubt that will happen.
See, and I love the way you're segueing. Sorry, I'm not doing too well. But when you say give him a deal that he just can't refuse, right? Going on to my most surprising game of the week, the New York Giants. Well, we can say the Giants, right?
Now we got to say DeVito Cutlass, baby.
Hey, you got to say, you do have to say, yeah. But they had a bye week during week 15. I was getting ahead of myself.
All right.
But I would like to shout out New York Giants, but I will, or no, it was 14? Or no, they did. Yeah, they beat the Packers. Yeah, my bad. Week 14.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they beat the Packers. You do have to say Tommy Cutlets, Mr. Cutlets himself. He's got a beautiful agent, right? Straight out of the movies.
Probably the best celebration in the game, man.
He does have the best celebration in the game. As of right now, the Giants are looking up. It's unfortunate though because they did fall behind so much, right? If they started, Tommy Cutlets a little bit earlier, Nick Say's prediction of the New York Giants possibly going to the Super Bowl. I mean, man, they are red hot right now, man. So they're like the Cutlets right out of the oven. They are smoking hot.
So if you're the Giants and you have a decision to make between DeVito and Mr. Danny Dimes, what's your thought process right now?
DeVito's the starter. That's 100%.
Thing is, I don't believe that will happen because they put too much money into Danny Dimes.
Facts.
Well, when you look at success, right? You look at the unbroken record of Tommy DeVito, what he's doing right now, the statistics he's putting up. That's why I'm so upset. He's playing better than Kenny Pickett. We didn't draft this kid. I mean, come on, man.
He wasn't even drafted. He was undrafted.
He was undrafted, out of Illinois, played for Syracuse before that. Tommy DeVito should be a starter in the league. And if the Giants mess this up, they are going to regret this for the next 5 to 10 years.
The Giants are going to mess it up. They're going to stick with Daniel Jones, and Tommy is going to get a starting job somewhere else, I believe.
Arizona.
Hey, if they move on from Kyler, I could see it.
But yeah, Danny Thompson don't start. He's getting paid too much.
He shouldn't start, though. It shouldn't make it, a difference.
I mean, it shouldn't, but it does because they put way too much money into him, and they're not going to let that money sit on the bench.
Yeah, I understand. That's the whole reason. What was it? The whole Carson Wentz and Gardner Minshew? Was that
Correct.
the case before that?
Yeah. And look how Gardner's doing now compared to
Right.
Wentz. Wentz is out of the league.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, the Giants are going to mess it up because they mess up a lot of things, and they're going to continue to do that. But I just hope DeVito continues to succeed somewhere else next season.
Facts. Potentially in Dallas.
No, we got Dak. We straight. Maybe Miami,
No.
We got the best quarterback in the
come to
game.
Pittsburgh. It is so close to Jersey. Come to Pittsburgh.
No, he's not leaving New Jersey, bro. He's staying with his family, That's the whole reason he's a Giant.
Backup QB for the Jets. Backup QB for the Jets.
Starting after Aaron gets hurt again.
Bags.
Knock on wood. I hope that doesn't happen.
Facts.
What were you guys' surprising games?
Saya, I'll let you go first.
So for me, Bears Lions. See Justin Fields tear it up like that. It was shocking to me. Yeah, Jared Goff again proves my point on why he's a bottom 30 quarterback, just like Josh Allen and Will Levis.
So for me, it's another soccer score yet again this week. We had a 6-0 game last week that we thought was the worst game in the history of the NFL. Two teams topped that this week, and the Vikings and the Raiders. 3-0. The Vikings won. The game script went like punt, fumble, punt, end of half, fumble, and all the punts after it until that field goal. That was terrible. I didn't even watch the game, but just seeing that all over social media, I was like, how are these two teams this bad? Like, honestly, that's just terrible. And it's the most surprising game for me in a bad way. Like, you cannot be in the NFL and only put up 3 points.
Thanks. I'm just glad Josh Dobbs hype is like minimum now.
Yeah, now they're moving on. I mean,
we got another.
It was great. It was great when it lasted, but he fell off.
Yep.
So is it really just Tua and Brock Purdy for you, sir?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
What you mean?
The only quarterbacks you kind of like in the league.
I'm a big Purdy guy.
Yep. We know that. One of the first.
Every single Dolphins player will always be.
Well, quarterback, yeah.
I don't really have another quarterback.
Yeah, because I just heard you say how Aaron Rodgers is getting hurt next year, which seems that you hate him.
It's just gonna happen.
You're not big of a fan of Dak Prescott. Hate Jared Goff. Hate Ryan Tannehill. Hate Will Levis even more than Tannehill.
Hey, man,
I mean,
you
can't win. You can't win with this guy.
If it ain't Tua, it ain't Saya.
No.
I like Herbo. Jay Herbo.
You do like Herbert. You do like him, which we will get into. Let's just segue into that right now, since you brought that up. Unfortunately, he did get season-ending right index finger, I believe it was, surgery on that. I mean, the Chargers really had no shot at making the playoffs as it is. So, I mean, it was best for him to get the season-ending surgery now, so he has all this time to recover. It's very disappointing season for both. Herbert, he didn't have a great season. He was inconsistent. Did have a few games where he flashed, but not great. And just a very disappointing season for the Chargers as a whole comes to an end with Easton Stick at quarterback now.
Like, now it allows him to like get healthy again though, and then the time clock with him and Williams,
Yeah.
they'll have time to both be recovered and get in sync again and get their flows going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not as worried as Herbert's injury history as I am Mike Williams. That kid cannot stay healthy.
But when he's on that field though, they be tearing it up together.
Yeah, we saw how big of an impact he has this season. Without him, they have no deep threat. Keenan Allen is a great route runner, but like no deep threat. He can't go up and get balls like Mike Williams can.
Like, so it's tough to see that. It's tough that the Chargers aren't going to be a threat no more the rest of the year. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I believe they should fire their coach. He's not the best coach.
bring in Belichick. That's going to be problems.
That would be problems. Gio, what's your thoughts on the whole situation?
It sucks. Another good quarterback going down. I mean, it's a lot of hand injuries this year, I feel like, with quarterbacks. It's very
Yeah.
unfortunate. But moving forward, this happens to a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of players in the leagues. They'll have a couple injuries in their career, if not more. So hopefully you can get back to it, get healthy, and thank goodness it's not a real severe injury.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Moving on to the NBA. Before we get into NBA in-season tournament, I just saw some breaking news that Draymond Green is going to be suspended indefinitely by the NBA following his incident with Yusuf Nurkic. What are your guys' thoughts on that? And how long do you believe he should be suspended?
I didn't see what the incident was. I'm very out of the loop of the NBA right now. Um,
I'm sure you can Google it and it will pop up right away.
but to hear that, bro, that's twice in one season Draymond's doing this. Or
Okay,
he's
so
getting
I'll explain it. So like Nurkic was on his back, right? And like Draymond flailed to the point where he turned around and pretty much punched Yusuf in the face.
the Warriors are just regret keeping them around at this point.
I mean, yeah, but they also should regret keeping Klay because that brother can't hit a basket to save his life.
Only if they needed that. Only if they had someone to come in, light it up, like a Stephen Curry type player. Maybe a younger player who really knew how to play his role, but not really. Jordan Poole.
Oh my gosh, okay. But keep going about the Draymond situation.
It's inexcusable. I feel like with that, that's more like a young player type role or like suspension. Draymond's old as dirt. Like he knows better. He can't be doing this. He's distracting the team and just throwing the Warriors season off course.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Draymond's job is to be like a Patrick Beverly and to get under people's skins, which he's great at. But he's taken it to a whole nother level this year, which resulted in a 5-game suspension once and now an indefinite suspension. That just puts your team like it's not good for the team because now they're losing their best defender and their best playmaker, arguably, and it's just not going to help this team gel when they're already struggling.
But
But Gio, I know you probably got some thoughts on this. What's your thoughts?
I mean, it is very hard to defend him right now. I'm not a Draymond hater, but I wouldn't call myself a fan. I respect Draymond Green a lot. I respect his game a lot and what he does for the organization, and he's a very important piece to their success and why they've won so many championships in the past. Why they have, developed players, right? I really think the Rudy Gobert incident, I think you can make a defense for Draymond Green. Having Rudy Gobert possibly touch Klay Thompson on the neck, him jumping over, fine. Have a defense for that. When Nurkic was on him, Draymond Green flailed like he was a soccer player and hit him in the face.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as bad as Nurkic looked like, right? He went down like a sack of potatoes. He looked like he just got punched by Mike Tyson.
I mean, yeah, but I think he did that on purpose to make it look worse than it really did.
Right. But for them to punish him indefinitely because, like you said, it was most likely because of the reaction that Nurkic had, they should look in that and take that into consideration.
The thing is
I
with
believe. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but go, keep going.
I was just gonna say I do believe Draymond Green should be punished for this. Is it the worst thing we've seen? I think the NBA needs something like a Draymond Green. I think a player like this caliber, like a Draymond Green, I even think back in the day with Shaq and Chuck and Bradley, all these guys, right? They would throw fists, they would throw hands.
It was a different era back then, though. It was allowed.
It was a fun era. It was very entertaining.
Yes, you do need players like this, but like when he starts taking it this far, I think it's too much.
So, how far is it? Is it as much as when players get undercut? Are you telling me those players shouldn't get suspended indefinitely? They're risking someone's life at that point. When someone's in the air like that, you're risking someone's life. They can snap their neck.
Well, that's why the NBA instated a rule where you have to let go of the rim right away.
Well, not only that, but when you foul and you undercut someone, like a J.R. Smith to Al Horford, I think 5-6 years ago,
Yeah, I mean
right?
that's also bad, but like Draymond has a history of doing it when people are not doing anything to him. Like they're just laying on the ground and he steps on Sabonis, for example.
uh, whether it's throwing Rudy in the chokehold or punching Jordan Poole at practice.
I believe Draymond's history is the reason it's indefinite because he has a history of doing this.
And I think people put a keen eye. We always said this when he did this. They're going to be a larger grad or magnet. There's going to be a larger punishment. Everything he does is going to be um keened in, right? And there's going to be a larger magnitude of punishment.
Yeah, and that's why this happened. We'll see how long it will be, but I do believe he deserves this based off his actions in the past and the season.
I don't think he deserves indefinitely. I do think he deserves a punishment, but right now we're looking at the Warriors, and they're looking like a band that should be split up.
That's very true. And I believe Klay Thompson is at the forefront of that.
I think Dre for some chips.
When you have Klay Thompson shooting the way he is, you're telling me he's not. Draymond Green has been playing the way he's been playing the last 3 years. He's very consistent in that nature.
And I was talking to Gio earlier today.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson turned down a 2-year, $48 million deal at the beginning of the season. And now he's playing like this. He still thinks he's a $100 million worth player. That's the player you got to get rid of. He's not going to resign with them. And you can get something good out of him right now. Whereas if you continue to keep him, you're not going to get anything for him.
But go ahead.
It's hard for Klay to shoot the ball when he's distracted by Draymond swinging and kicking and all this and that.
No, Klay's just not the same ever since his Achilles one and ACL.
Well, I love how you keep bringing this back, but there's the same argument that they won a championship with Klay Thompson after those two injuries.
It wasn't because of Klay, though.
He played a pretty big part in their
No,
championship run.
It was because of Andrew Wiggins. Let's be real.
At the time, you told me Andrew Wiggins was nobody. His defense was the reason why they won the championship. That alone, I think he is the MVP of that championship run. But when you look at Klay Thompson scoring-wise, when you look at Steph Curry scoring-wise, Klay Thompson was just as good as he's ever been scoring-wise.
Well, he's not anymore. And I don't think I have anything else to attribute it to rather than the injuries because it just doesn't make sense how he falls off that much.
We saw him play.
Then how does he fall off this bad? Like, how are you going to fall off this bad after that championship? It doesn't make sense.
I think it is mentally. I think Nick has a point. I don't think it's Draymond Green, but I think mentally he's not there.
Well, why? There's nothing to be worried about, or he should be worried about.
This is the largest shooting slump we've ever seen from a superstar.
I'm not putting him as a superstar anymore. I'm not even putting him as a star right now. He's a role player.
Yeah,
So when you say, oh, so go, sorry, go ahead.
hold on. Oh, you.
When you say because he's playing bad,
Yes,
Kevin Garnett, is he a superstar? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Klay Thompson will be looked as a superstar from his career standpoint. Klay
Yeah, he
Thompson is
will.
a superstar.
He will, but right now he's not. Right now he's playing like a role player. If we're looking at it right now, that's what he's playing like.
He's not even playing like a role player right now.
So what are
Playing,
you're gonna put him as a bottom tier player?
yeah, but he's still a superstar. This is the largest shooting slump we have seen from a superstar.
And what makes you think he can get out of it?
I don't. I just hope he does. There's
Klay
no reason why
Thompson.
he should be in it to begin with.
So why so Klay is the person you think they should get rid of, correct?
Huh?
Or is it Draymond?
So I would get rid of both.
You'd get rid of both. For who?
Get rid of both.
For who?
For a couple pieces.
Yeah, so like hypothetical, just throwing out there.
Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby.
For Draymond and Klay.
And possibly something else, yes.
The thing is, I don't believe the Raptors would do that because they get older. Like
They get older.
significantly older.
Okay. But you get something else with that?
What is
Possibly
that? What is that something else that gets them intrigued though?
that,
Because like
that is a question mark that I don't know yet.
Because Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga don't intrigue me the way they played so far.
Okay. But I'm saying that is the question mark. We don't know yet.
Correct.
But I'm saying you get back a scorer in Pascal Siakam and you get back defense and a wing player in
Yeah,
OG
that would absolutely be a great trade for the Warriors, and it would
right.
definitely turn them around. But you also got to think about the Raptors. I don't believe they do that.
Okay, but I was looking at a Warriors standpoint. What you asked me, what would I do if I was the Warriors, and I would trade both of those players with those two players.
That's fair. I mean, I'd probably get rid of first and foremost. I'd get rid of Klay, but if you can get rid of both, then yeah, why not?
Right.
Go Draymond. Draymond for Gobert. And then you keep
Oh
playing.
my gosh.
So you don't think because they weren't this bad without Chris Paul, you don't think Chris Paul's the problem?
No.
No, sir. Chris Paul is the best player to ever touch a basketball court behind Buddy Boeheim and Cole Swider.
Oh my gosh.
I won't say he is the best true point guard we have ever seen in this generation.
Have you seen Kyle Lowry?
Okay, let's not even go there.
And then I love how he just mentioned his name, but he's been, trying to get rid of him for the last
Yeah, exactly.
Kyle Lowry. In a heartbeat.
Yeah, see, there we go. I love it. I love it. He's true. He's true to himself. But but Chris Paul has been winning at every franchise he has, right? So I think the history standpoint behind Chris Paul, where he makes the team better winning wise, you can't contribute it to Chris Paul right now.
Oh, I agree. I don't believe it's Chris Paul, but it's mainly Klay Thompson. Like you can't have your second star play the way he's played this season. It's that simple.
Right.
And now without Draymond, it's going to be even tougher for them to turn their season around for who knows how long.
And I think to credit Nick and his terrible choice of, loving a player, Jordan Poole really masked that last year. Although I do not like his playing style.
No,
the way he scored the ball, he was able to mask how bad Klay Thompson was. And he was the other scorer on the team.
Yeah, that is true. And I truly believe that, yes, they had to get rid of one of Draymond and Jordan Poole. I truly believe they're regretting letting go of Poole right now and wishing they let go of Draymond.
See if that trade would go through.
And then here's my thought, Nick. I know you love your defense. Andrew Wiggins, the guy who won them the championship, as you know what Jake said, has not been playing well this season.
His offense has been just as bad as Klay Thompson. Terrible.
So how does he change his game, Nick?
Huh?
How does he get better?
Yeah, how does he change his offense? Defensively, he's still fine, but we're saying offensively, how does he get better?
You talking about Wiggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just give it time. He will find his feet again where he is a decent offensive player. And I think he is excusable for being lackluster offensively right now.
because of what he brings defensively.
He brings a lot defensively, and he's also grittier. He's one of the more dirty players on that team. So I think it's excusable. Unlike Draymond, who is being a distraction while playing defense, while playmaking, all this. But like,
Yeah, I agree. That's also why it's inexcusable for Klay because he doesn't bring anything besides shooting mainly.
Right.
it'll come back.
It will. Shoot or shoot.
I mean, it's gonna have to come back eventually. We all know shoot or shoot. Well, me and Gio know. I don't know about Saya, but
I know that way too well.
Oh, he knows how to shoot. What do you call him, Ben Simmons?
yeah, that's the only time.
I'll be taking step back threes from 3/4 court. You feel me? Splat.
All right.
Okay. All right. Translating back to the NFL. Saya did bring it up earlier, where Bill
NFL.
Bell. Yeah, I want to touch on something before we go to the end season tournament, if that's okay.
Okay.
I was saying Saya did bring up Bill Belichick's job status in New England. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. Should they move on from Bill, or should they move on from Mac and give Bill one more chance?
Let Bill go. Honestly,
You think Bill's the problem over Mac?
I don't think he is the problem.
Okay, so why let one of the greatest coaches of all time go then?
Because their franchise isn't anything. He's making them too good, if anything. They need a full rebuild. And with Bill there, they're never going to actually rebuild.
I mean, yeah, that is true. But I think they're in the process of rebuilding right now. They're going to have a top two, maybe top three pick, and they're going to take a quarterback to replace Mac Jones. To me, I think they should keep Bill, see what he does with that quarterback for a year or two. If he does nothing, then let him go.
Yeah, but he's got to wait for the quarterback to develop.
That is true.
Like, I
But
think he just
what coach is going to come in there and turn them into what Bill turned them into?
no one immediately. You need to find your solution at quarterback before I think he's trying to entice a good coach, a winning coach.
Well, I
Oh,
also think they need to get that quarterback some weapons. Their lack of weapons is terrible.
yeah, Juju Smith instead of Jacoby Myers is great.
Juju Smith-Schuster was supposed to be a number one wide receiver for them, and he has played maybe 3 games all season.
Terrible.
I mean, yeah, the Chief Patrick Mahomes just made him look good, which is why he got that bag. Let's be honest.
Honestly.
But so you truly believe that Bill needs to go?
I think Bill needs the want to leave. You feel me?
So you think it should be like a Jim Boeheim Syracuse type of situation?
No, I don't think Bill should retire.
Oh, you think he just needs to leave New England?
I think he's like, all right, listen, we were good so long. We were competitive for so long. I'm not trying to stick around for a rebuild like that. I'm out. I'm gonna go win some games with some already talented teams.
Well, to me, I think if Bill leaves New England, then he's going to retire because he doesn't want to coach anywhere else.
Listen, he could go all the way to Los Angeles.
You just want him out of the AFC East, don't you?
I just want him in LA with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Think
So Herbert can do good.
him and Jay Herbo together, that's gonna be better than him and Brady.
Oh my
Herbert's already
gosh.
better than Brady ever
Let's
was.
not let's not go there, buddy. Let's not go there.
I love the enthusiasm he has for this. Terrible. I would say it's terrible. I love it. I love the enthusiasm, but it's come on, bro. Tommy? We're talking about Tommy here.
Yeah, to me, I think the Patriots
Overrated.
should to me to me to me, I think the Patriots should keep Bill Belichick for a year. I'd say a year. See what they can do with a rookie quarterback. And if they have a decent season, keep him for a little bit longer. If not, then let him go.
I
I think
mean,
Mac is the main problem, and that's just my opinion.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Gio, go ahead. All you, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
Huh?
What do you think?
I was just gonna repeat myself, so it's all you, sir.
Oh, go ahead, repeat it. So I got it fresh in my head.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I think the team as a whole, They're not good enough for Bill Belichick's greatness. They don't want to work hard enough for Bill Belichick's greatness.
I can
think they,
see that.
huh?
I can definitely see that. I agree with that.
You feel me? And he made Tom Brady who Tom Brady was to go. So you put him with Jay Herbo,
Okay.
and it's over
Okay.
for
All
everyone.
right, Mister. All right, Gio. Go ahead.
The relationship's already severed. That's
True.
over with. With Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, that's already severed. The problem here, he already has one final season left on his contract with the New England Patriots. They would have to pay him his buyout in order to go leave somewhere else. The
Is
problem
Mister
here,
is Kraft willing to do that?
that and the fact that they are going to get a new quarterback, like you mentioned. Would they rather pay him to leave so you can have a new coach and a new quarterback? Or would you rather have, like Nick said, one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the greatest coach of all time, coach up your new quarterback?
I'd
It's
rather have the coach.
it's a 50-50 chance for me because you do get to see what's happening in the Texans in Houston right now with a new coach and a new quarterback, a great relationship building in the making. And you really want that for your franchise if you're rebuilding. But at the same time, he is the greatest coach of all time. And it is a flip of a coin at this point for me. Either way, I think the New England Patriots are in a rough ride for the next couple seasons. And until he leaves and then until they start getting that rebuild put together, they're not going to have a good season.
Yeah, I agree. I believe it's more likely to happen than people are saying, but I still think the Patriots will keep them just out of respect for Bill.
I agree. And his final season, too.
Right. They don't want to pay that money. But I mean, you might as well just play out the final season, and then if he doesn't do much, let him go.
No, they have pride. They both have pride. Belichick and Kraft have pride in which they don't want to lose their argument.
Yeah, I mean, this relationship has been severed since Tom Brady left, let's be honest.
Right.
And it shows in the Patriots' lack of production ever since Tom left.
Yes, sir.
But going back, oh, go ahead, Saya.
Bill made Tom. Tom's overrated.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Tom,
I'm not even going to start this conversation because
here we
Tom made
go.
Bill. Tom made
Here
Bill.
we
That's all
go.
I'm going to say.
Tom.
It was a
All right,
mutual.
yeah.
It was mutual making. It was mutual.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
On to the NBA in-season tournament. As Gio stated, my Los Angeles Lakers are the first ever NBA in-season tournament champions. It was announced after the tournament that Woj announced that the NBA is considering guaranteeing a playoff spot for the future champions of the in-season tournament, which I believe would make it even more competitive as is and even better than it already was. So what are your guys' thoughts on the whole in-season tournament that happened and that report from Woj?
I think the in-season tournament is a false reality to the league.
Yeah, because Miami wasn't in it. Yeah, we know. Just based off the last podcast. Yeah.
And then having the Lakers win it all, I don't know.
I seem to recall
Are you saying a narrative? Are you
I
saying
seem to recall 2020 when the Lakers beat the Heat and got their 17th championship.
Just like that series, I think it was fixed.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Wow. Okay. He's just mad again. He's salty.
I
I
think
don't even
It
I
could
can't
be.
wait. I really want the Cowboys to beat the Dolphins just so I can hear his excuses. It'd be great.
what you mean, bro?
What do you, bro? You think everything's fixed when Miami loses?
If the Cowboys beat the Dolphins, then the NFL also is rigged, and
Oh my gosh, bro. And if Miami ever loses, just like these past playoff series for the Heat, oh, the Celtics series, it was rigged.
that one was his heel was not on the line.
Bro,
It was a horrible call by the ref.
sometimes you just gotta accept the fate, man. Sometimes you just gotta accept it.
I do, but just play it fair, call it fair. I saw Reese get fouled at least 17 times, and LeBron got called for every one of those.
LeBron gets no calls. Just get out of here.
LeBron's getting every call.
LeBron, okay, you are in a different reality, sir. But do you have a real take on the NCAA tournament? All right, so continuing the conversation about the in-season tournament, let's hear Nick say his real take on it.
Congrats to the Lakers. I thought it was a cool little thing in season. Got players playing harder during the regular season. I still think it was rigged to have the Lakers win. I think Reese deserved to win it more. Same with the rest of the Pacers. But yeah, it's a cool idea. I don't really know how to make it better besides like upping the money to win.
Yeah, I feel like what Silver is thinking about doing is guaranteeing a playoff spot, which will make it better.
Yeah, that'll make it extremely competitive.
Yeah. Gio, what's your thoughts on the whole thing?
Yeah, I agree with both you guys actually. I think this was a great idea, probably the best idea Adam Silver has had being the commissioner of the NBA. It really helped bring in their ratings, right? Re re-engaged the fans, also re-engaged the players as well. Beginning at the beginning of this, we've mentioned this multiple times. We didn't think the players would buy into this. That's why we believed that having that playoff spot, that lock playoff spot, would really mean a lot because anyone wants a playoff spot, right? Even if you're one of the lower tiered teams, if you win the tournament, you're locked into the playoffs and you have a chance to win a national championship, if not a world title, right? World champions. But to make it better, I do agree that playoff spot would make it better. I also think the courts, they were a little cookie cutter. Like Adam Silver said that. They were a little last moment, thinking. I would
They're a
love
little
to see
too,
Louis
they're
Vuitton.
like some were cool, but some were just a little too much.
Love to see a Louis Vuitton court, a Bape court, an off-white court, possibly Jordan court. Like there are so many different, brandings that you can have associated with the NBA on the courts. I would love to see the different things. Like you have an elephant print Jordan court for Charlotte or something like that. Like that would be dope. So
Yeah, it was definitely a great idea by Adam Silver, and I do believe the in-season tournament is here to stay. Um, like Gio told me, it was bound to happen. The greatest franchise in the world winning the first ever is just bound to happen that way.
yeah.
So congrats to the Lakers and congrats to the Pacers on an even better run. I mean, their run honestly might have been more impressive than the Lakers. No one expected them to make it as far as they did, and their future is bright with Mr. Tyrese Halliburton over there, who Nick Sayer really likes. I wouldn't be surprised to see them if they do make the playoffs this year. They could be a very sleeper team where they could knock off some top tier teams like the Bucks potentially, like they did in the in-season tournament. So we'll see what happens. But back to the in-season tournament, yeah, the playoff spot guaranteeing that would just make everybody out for competition, everyone out for wins. And I do believe they were like that already, but it would be 10 times more like that with a guaranteed playoff spot on the line. Because if you get a guaranteed playoff spot, that pretty much means you can take a back seat the rest of the season. And who doesn't want to do that?
At the same time, though, since you just said that, that would be bad for the rest of the season. Because if the winner is the Clippers for that instant, no Kawhi Leonard, no Paul George, no Russell Westbrook, no James Harden, the rest of the season.
Correct.
The case for you guys, no LeBron James. Oh, no injury riddled Anthony Davis for the rest of the season, fighting for that playoff berth, right? Like you guys always in the in season tournament, or if not, going to the 6th seed. So yeah, that would be difficult to see, and that would be bad for the NBA and their ratings, right? Because the fans come to see the great players like Anthony Davis, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George.
I don't believe they sit out all the games, but they definitely sit out games where they could sit out, like games against the Spurs or the Pistons or the Wizards.
They would most likely sit out all back-to-backs.
Yeah, absolutely.
One way you could do it, have it like a locked in play-in spot. You lock in like that 9th or 10th seed to where you have to play 2 games.
Right.
And that still incentivizes being a top 1 through 6 team. Just
Right.
like
I would. So it's going off of yours, Nick. I was thinking about guaranteeing them that 6th spot because that doesn't guarantee you home court advantage. But then again, you did earn the fact that you deserve to be in the playoffs. You earned that playoff berth. You shouldn't have to play in the play-in tournaments if you won the in-season tournament. So I do think starting out at the 6th seed, right, is a good guarantee. Just because then they also have the rest of the season to build off of that and be a higher seed and get home court advantage.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't give them a top 1 seed. Like,
Right.
I'm not sure how Adam Silver is thinking about making this work, but definitely don't give them a top 4 seed because if you do that, like we just said, they'll just sit out a majority of the rest of the games.
But yeah, you know,
But yeah, I mean, it was a great addition by Adam Silver, and can't wait to see what else he comes up with regarding it next season.
facts.
But yeah, any shoe news over there, Gio?
Any shoe news? Of course, we have shoe news. Jordan 11 DMP, or what's called? They call them gratefuls this year. Those dropped last week. What you have this week is a very anticipated sneaker. Sneaker we talked about last week as well. I think everyone wants a sneaker. If not, I do. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I think everyone wants a sneaker. Friday, December 15th. The reverse Grinch is coming out. All red, hints of green. Love seeing this shoe. I don't care if you're a sneakerhead or not. You have to buy this sneaker. You just have to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very much looking forward to the release of that shoe, especially since it's a Kobe shoe. I mean, even if you're not a sneakerhead, bro, it's Kobe. You got to go get them, like Gio said. So
I mean, a
definitely
beautiful colorway. Like you just do it. Honestly,
don't even look at the price tag. Just buy the shoe.
just do it. You just have to.
So definitely looking forward to that. In video game news, the NCAA football game did announce that they are still on track to release this summer. So definitely looking forward to that. Can't wait for that game to be back in full force. Honestly, might have been one of the best childhood video games that I can remember. So can't wait for that to come back and definitely looking forward to that.
Facts. It's gonna be a good one. In music, I'm gonna shout out Lil Yachty. He dropped a song last Friday. I'm not a big Yachty fan, so I didn't listen to it, but it might be good, might not.
All right. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one.
Yep, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, you can drop a like for us. That helps. If you agree or disagree with us about anything, like Bill Belichick making Tom Brady, you can leave a comment and let us know what y'all think on that. But most importantly, make sure to Geo.
Hey guys, we appreciate you guys watching. Like three wise men once said, subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.